Have you ever wondered what kind of threats that are out there to your business? Have you ever went through a business continuity planning exercise to plan for some sort of threat taking down your business, hurting the way that you can produce things or the way that you can deliver your services? If you haven't, it's something you should think about it. So let's talk about business continuity planning. All right, welcome back. I'm Chris Burns from Techie Gurus. I know this is an exciting topic. It's about business continuity planning. But what is business continuity planning? Well, business continuity planning is looking at your business, and it's a set of protocols, and we're going to try to define how you should respond in the event of an emergency or a natural disaster. We're going to use this to create contingency plans for every aspect of your organization, including human resources, assets, business processes, and IT. So let's kind of dive into the 5 steps of creating a business continuity plan, and then we'll kind of go over at a high level each one of those. So before we get started on the 5 steps and the life cycle of business continuity planning, let's talk about the threats to your business. So what are some of the threats? Natural disasters, right? Flooding, storms, earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, things like that. Man-made disasters. Could be a cyber attack. Could be intentional sabotage. It's an insider threat. It could just be human negligence. Equipment and utility failures. It could be unexpected power failure for days. Maybe a windstorm came through, a tornado came through, and you don't have power for days, or internet for days. And what about disruption just in your communication services? Maybe your phone system goes down. These are the types of things that we need to plan for. And this is why business continuity planning is so important. So let's move on to the 5 steps for developing a business continuity plan, and then we'll go through each one of those. As you can see on the screen here, I put the business continuity planning life cycle. It's a nice image. It's easy to represent. It contains the 5 steps that we need to go through to create a business continuity plan. So number 1, we're going to conduct a business impact analysis and a risk assessment. Number 2, we're going to develop the recovery strategies specifically for your business. Number 3, we're going to actually implement that solution. Number 4, we're going to test it and make sure that it's accepted throughout the organization. And finally, number 5, we're just going to go into routine maintenance mode. So now let's break down each one of those and talk individually really quickly. All right, before I get started with this, let's just talk about a business continuity plan. If you don't have one, you need to have one. It's as good a time to ever start. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of your resources internally. You want to make sure everybody's involved that are stakeholders in the business, department heads, things like that. So this is important. And these steps are going to help you formulate an effective BCP, but you may need some help. So reach out to a professional. So let's talk about number 1, a business impact analysis. If your organization doesn't have one of these, it's designed to help you determine what happens in a disruption that's going to affect your company's current functions and processes, such as personnel, equipment, technology, physical infrastructure. This step will also help you calculate the potential financial and operational loss from each function and process that are affected by the outage. So basically what you're going to do is, if this piece of equipment dies, this is the financial and operational impact on the business. If we have a cyber attack, if we have ransomware, if we have a natural disaster like an earthquake or hurricane or tornado, this is the impact on the business. Now you're going to go through the entire business this way, each function of the business, each department, if you will, and conduct that business impact analysis. And this helps you get an overall picture of what a specific disaster could possibly have on your business. Now, number 2, we're going to move into recovery options. Now, this step is going to help you identify key resources essential to returning to business to minimal operational levels. This is to get you back up and running as quickly as possible while you're still trying to recover. So some recovery options you could take include letting employees work from home, operating from a second location. There's hot sites, cold sites, warm sites. It really depends on what you do as a business and what those recovery options can be. And number 3, we need to develop the plan. This is going to involve assembling your company's continuity team, which is responsible for developing and implementing your BCP. Again, I go back to this. It's going to include stakeholders, department heads, for every function, every department in your business. You need to have the critical people in your business involved in this, because you have to make sure that you can prioritize what is actually important in the business to keep it running, because everybody thinks that their department is the most important. However, in reality, as you get together as a team, you have to keep your emotions in check and realize that there are more important functions in a business than others. And that's going to be part of your plan development. Number 4, testing and acceptance. And once you have your plan in place, your team needs to perform a regular test. to identify the gaps and make necessary changes to this plan to ensure that it's still effective and also that it actually works. Now, this also involves conducting regular training for your employees so everyone knows their respective roles when a disaster strikes. And number 5, just routine maintenance. At least twice a year, you should be updating your BCP. You should have a revision history, and you should be able to update and record those changes because businesses change over time. You get new equipment in, you change functions, you change business processes. Those things need to be in the business continuity plan. So at least twice a year, please update them, get them into the plan. Now, having a BCP is a great way to ensure your business can quickly bounce back after a major disaster. If you're thinking about creating a BCP for your plan, talk to us. We can help you, at least from the cybersecurity perspective, and we can help lead that. We have some resources that you could use. NIST has resources you can use that can help you effectively create this plan. And I know I went over this really quickly, but I spent last week talking about business continuity and disaster recovery. This is the first part of that. This is how do we keep our business running during a disaster? This is critical for everybody. And we need to be going through this, and we need to normalize this inside of businesses, all businesses. Doesn't matter if you have 2 people, doesn't matter if you have 2,000 people, 20,000 people, 200,000 people. This is important stuff. And next week, I'm going to cover disaster recovery because that's how we get back to full operation after a disaster. And we'll go through how to create that plan as well. But this is the first part of it. If you need to take anything away from this, do a business impact analysis. Understand what happens, the financial and the operational losses that you incur when a disaster strikes. And it can be something small, a fire. It can be power. Again, it doesn't always have to be like a cyber attack. It doesn't always have to be some huge catastrophic incident. It could be something small that causes you catastrophic repercussions in your business. So I'm Chris Burns from Techie Gurus. If you need help, contact us, reach out. You can schedule 15 minutes with us. Again, I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you want us to create. Tell me what you want me to create. I'm going through this. We're breaking out months into specialties, and we're creating these videos. But I want you to tell us what content you want so that we can create it for you, so you can share it, so you can help everybody else, because that's what we're here for. We're here to help you. So until next time, stay cyber safe.